What's going on, YouTube? CotC back again with another Octopath Traveler COTC video, and in today's video we're just covering some of the tips and tricks that I've learned through playing and looked up. They're pretty cool stuff, and I want you guys to take full advantage of them, and I hope they help you guys out, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so this first tip is going to be the biggest one in my opinion to make sure you guys get started off fast and good. It's going to be finding the crafty cats and fighting them off. So first off, if you guys go ahead and head over to your find menu down here, it says find, that's going to be a thing where you guys can watch ads. You know, a lot of gacha games have this in there. You watch an ad and you immediately find a crafty cat that you can fight, or you can get a cat treasure, either one. You want to do these every day. It's like 30-second ads. It's probably going to be the same zombie game I get every time, but these reset daily and you want to make sure you do them. I do believe you can also randomly encounter these guys. They're very rare, but you can find them as elite monsters in the same area every time. So they're going to be right outside of each of the big cities, you know, each of the big main scenario cities. And I'm going to put the locations up here. From my understanding, they respawn every 20 hours, not every daily reset. So if you kill them all in one day and you come back after daily reset and they're not there, don't worry. They're on an actual respawn timer, not dependent on the daily, okay? So make sure you guys are fighting these. As you can see, they give a lot of experience. They're very strong for you early on. They're easy to kill. They don't run away. I do believe the random ones you encounter run away if you don't kill them fast enough or whatever. But these ones that you find in the area or you use the ad one will stay around. And you want to farm these constantly because they give so much experience. So do not miss out on the crafty cat. So there are several battle settings that you guys can change to make it more, you know, personalized or more to your taste, which is pretty cool. The first one being command memory. That's going to allow you to have your units, when you use a certain ability, they'll remember that, and when they start the next round, they'll have that exact ability checked. If you'd rather them default back to attack, you just turn that off. Next up, we have formation memory. What that means is that, you know how you exchange, obviously you're switching units out, you're trying to get SP back, use different abilities. If this is on, it will start the next battle how you ended your last. So instead of going right back and defaulting to your team the way you built it in the party menu, you are going to have whatever mishmash of switching that you had before. I prefer to have that off. I like to start the battle exactly as I set it up in the party menu and then work from there. But you could have that on, for example, if you want to have your certain units just always resting as you're, you know, resting in the back line, getting their SP back, getting their HP back as you're looking around the world. Next up is an important one. It's called targeting mode auto swap. This is very important because if you have that off, you have the ability to be able to turn on individual targeting. So if you want to target different enemies, you know, with different units, you have to be able to turn on target individual instead of just target focus. So make sure you turn that off. I think it's just better. But you can also have that turned on so you don't accidentally start clicking on enemies and changing your where you're targeting. So that's going to be important as well. And the last setting is the battle vibration. If you're playing on your phone and you're sick of it rattling on you, you can turn that off there. Let's talk about the skill board. And this is where that 4.5 or 3.5 star comes into play, right? You can see that on a skill board, you can go all the way up, and it depends on going to the next skill board depending on what star level they are. If you're locked at 4.5, you're not going to have this 5-star board unlocked. And that's going to be what really stops you from grabbing these different enhanced battle skills, all these extra stats. So that is the difference between a 4.5 and a 5-star, right? But when you're on this, you know, this JP board, this skill board, it's going to be very easy to really pick what you want to do, to be 100% honest. You can go and get the battle skills and the passives if you want, but in the end, as you level up, once you get max level, you will be able to unlock everything on this board. You don't have to worry about picking and choosing and worried about it. I do not think you can take back your choices. So, you know, if you're stuck on a level and it's taken forever to level up and you made a bad choice, I don't think you can just take it back. Like, I can't take this HP back. But no worries. Once you get fully leveled and as you level up, you will be able to clear this entire board out and there won't be a problem with it at all. Like, you'll be good to go. When it comes to equipment in Octopath COTC, the equipment is almost always better. It's like the old JRPG way. When it has that up arrow, that means it's good. You're not going to be out there hunting for crit percent stat or, you know, farming the same piece of gear forever. This game is true to its JRPG roots. This is going to be the item that you want to have on. As long as it's better, the higher item level it is, the better it's going to be on your character. I like that they keep it super sweet and simple. Accessories seem to be at a premium right now. This is going to be the one you get from the this actually has come in handy a few times. This is the one you get from the pre-order pre-register rewards or whatever. So hoping to get some accessories soon. But yeah, so if you see a piece of item, you don't have to worry about, you know, certain stats stats or whatever, they're normally going to be better as long as they're a higher item level. So when interacting with NPCs in this game, you do need to have a certain influence with whatever influence bubble they have above their head. It's designated by the color, but you can see here that I'd only need rank 1, which I have, so I'm going to go ahead and talk with them. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. You can have them like give you items, you can haggle with them, as in this case, like if I want to get this sturdy armor, it's going to cost me 540, but I can haggle and I can go down to 432. Now, I have a certain chance for this to work. If it doesn't work, it will harm my reputation. And what that means is you have a reputation for each of the cities, okay? And I have a 45% chance. If I fail this, my reputation will go to 0 out of 5. The people in the city will hate me. If it goes to 0 out of 5, I cannot interact with anybody else in the city, and this gives you 1 reputation a day back. So, you know, you want to use these every day on daily reset, you'll get 1 back. But if you're feeling like you want to go a little bit harder, you can go to the nearest barkeep, and you can reset it for a certain amount of money. So you can go there. I think that's where you reset like your account name or your party name as well. One of the other aspects of the NPCs is the higher aspect, recruit allies. This is going to allow you to have something like a summon, so like something that comes out in the middle of battle. As you can see here, when you get somebody, you can use them a certain amount of times. This says 4 uses, okay? So I can use weak poison, low chance to inflict an enemy with poison 4 times. You know, not the best thing in the world, but I'm sure there are some NPCs out there that are better. But when I'm in battle, I can summon this guy 4 times. He'll do his move, and I do believe they always act last. So when you're doing your turn order in your head, and you're wanting them to do some move, maybe it's like a buff or a heal or something, just understand I do believe they act last. And you can see here in battle, I'm doing it right now. It activates, and then you only have so many uses. And once you're done with those uses, I do believe you can go back and hire the NPC again if you wanted to use them. There might be some kind of cooldown to get them to come back with you, but eventually you should be able to use them again. One of the strategies you guys can implement in this game is breaking the enemy at the very beginning of a turn instead of like doing it in the middle or at the very end. The reason being is once you break an enemy, right, we get rid of all these shields, we hit him with enough weakness, the enemy will become in a broken state, like a dazed state. It'll be stunned, and it will take increased damage from the things it's weak to, and that's going to be different than the normal Octopath game. In this mobile version of the game, it only takes more damage in the broken state from its weaknesses, so make sure you take advantage of that as well. But when you break the enemy, you finish out your turn, then you get a whole turn again to hit the enemy, and then the enemy comes out of the broken state. So what you want to do is try to get in there, break the enemy early on in the turn, which here I'm not going to do it, but say you break it right here, right? Then anybody after that break would act, the enemy is stunned, and then you get a whole nother turn to go before the enemy becomes unstunned again. Does that make sense? So that is going to be something probably in the higher end battles that you really want to work around and make sure that you take advantage of to dish out as much damage as possible. One question I got is at the very beginning of the game when you have to choose wealth, power, or fame, does that really affect anything? And really all it does is it starts you out in a story for chapter 1. That's it. You're going to be able to do both of the other chapters easily. Like I said, I've cleared power, I picked power, I've cleared chapter 1, and now it allows me to go do chapter 1 of wealth and chapter 1 of fame, and then so forth and so on. So I'm going to kind of keep it even because as you can see, the required level looks a little bit lower than chapter 2, and I just don't want to be super omega powerful just killing all the enemies. So I'm going to try to keep it at the same, you know, same rate as I move through it, but you guys can choose to do it different. Either way, that choice does not matter when it comes to gameplay. That's going to wrap up the video, guys. I know it wasn't the biggest of hints and tips and tricks that I could have put out there, but hopefully this stuff was helpful to you. It really helped me out when I learned it. I'm going to look for more stuff, learn more things. My next video coming out is probably going to be a 4-star guide on some really good 4-stars. I'll give you a sneak peek. Devin is probably the best tank I have ever encountered, like as a 4-star that I've looked into so far. This HP restoration passive is absolutely insane. A very good tank. If you ended up not getting either of the 5-star tanks, look out for Devin. Very, very strong. But yeah, I'm going to go into that. And I've done one pull since my reroll, okay? And I got Scarecrow on that pull 5-star version. I know I'm the luckiest person in the world, but man, am I pumped about him. So far, I'm loving the game, guys, and I just want to see more. I need to play it more. Yesterday, I had to do a bunch of videos, and I had to figure out how to make the emulator work. There was a ton of work that went into that, but now I'm just excited to play the game and get into it. So look forward to that 4-star video, because I know not everybody has a full 5-star team, right? None of us do. At least some of us. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any tips and tricks of your own. Subscribe for future content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.